Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. I'm not gay. I'm on 27th and Broadway. I'm in front of some sort of a church. And I just wanted to really quickly read Hosea. I can't read what my note says here. It might say 13 verse 16 or 6 or something. It says, the people of Samaria must bear their guilt because they have rebelled against their God. They will fall by the sword. Their little ones will be dashed to the ground. Their pregnant women ripped open. So what is it talking about? It's talking about spiritually, right? After my flesh dies, there will be no future for people on this planet. I want you to really think about that for a second. Why do you think I'm saying this? You think I'm saying this to rub it in or to give people a hard time? No. People are breeding toward more and more mind control, more and more social control. There's no point to life after my flesh dies. People are just kind of indulging in the world. They're missing the point of life. And just to reproduce is to mock God. And I want people to take responsibility and to stop reproducing and to rally and obey God through me. Because what's it referring to is referring to the fact that God is not going to knit together these people in their womb for the purpose of going to heaven or having a chance to be tested. God is going to destroy them in their wombs. Their pregnant women ripped open. Every generation. Because we must use righteousness and justice to translate this. Isaiah 28:17. Righteousness and justice is the measuring line and plume line. I don't know why the churches read the scripture so much and chose not to rally to me. That's what they should be doing. Buildings are just buildings. Books are just books. The community is just the community. But one must obey God. One must obey God through me. Now they do stuff to try to confuse it, right? But I am Christ Almighty. I am the Son of God Almighty. I'm the mighty Christ. I'm the Son of God. So they just got to use some kind of technology to cause me to kind of lower my head. I'm not bowing to the churches. Again, I am not bowing to the churches. I am obeying God. It has to be understood. I'm not a racial supremacist. I wanted to say this with lots of people around, but it's been hard to find a good grouping of people, and I don't want to go too far from my vehicle. I don't want it to get broken into or something. Though it's not that likely, but because I'm targeted, it's more likely than it otherwise would be. You know, in theory at least. And so I wanted people to know that I'm not here because Oakland has a lot of black people. I'm here to give as many cities a fair chance as I can, and the fact that a lot of people in Oakland have been done more dirty by the system than a lot of people in other places, and I was hoping that something good would come from this. I was hoping that maybe someone would hear me and rally to me. I knew it was very unlikely, but I had to try anyway. This is the end. This is how the story ends. It's not how it begins. This is how hell on earth, in a sense, begins. I mean, in a sense, it's always been the top layer of hell, the obstacle course. But it's very important that they understand the situation. In Habakkuk, it does a pretty good job explaining Habakkuk 2. It has to do with stolen goods, extortion, ill-gotten gains, unjust gain. And in Proverbs 1, right? Proverbs was made to understand the other books in the Bible. It says, such are the paths of those who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it. So when humanity keeps going after ill-gotten gains, they go further and further into the realm of the dead. And after my flesh dies, they won't have a valid redeemer. They won't have a valid king. The throne is established in righteousness, not mere human rules, not mere lip service or something. The throne is established in righteousness.